Welcome back to Hello Nigeria. It is time for us to dish out to you our first interview for today. Dish out because what she does is related to food and hospitality. Now, our guest today is an event food and hospitality expert with over a decade experience. She's a graduate of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, a Wimbi's associate and a mentor, full member Institute of Strategic Management Nigeria, and an advocate of healthy living, eating, and well-being. Our guest today is Gloria Osasfeme Idiahi. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Great to have you. I was hoping that we'd have our table full of food. You know, talking about the fact that
would have been great.
Oh, no, definitely. You are definitely going to treat us to food. That is not negotiable. Sure. All right, so you have experience from over a decade ago. Let's look at what the hospitality industry a decade ago was like in comparison to what it is right now. What are the differences in time in the past over 10 years that you've been in the industry?
Okay. First, I would say in the past 10 years, it's been awesomely overwhelming because a lot of people are now aware of the importance of the hospitality sector, because you can hardly do anything in relating to event, food, without looking at the hospitality sector, because people want to book hotels, you want to have good accommodations, etc. So looking at then and now, I would say we have grown.
Okay. And what, if you had to suggest like any changes, if there are any changes you'd like to be made in the industry, what changes would you want to see?
Maybe the ambience.
Okay. And when you say ambience, what do you mean?
I mean, a healthy place. People should be more aware of the importance of having a very healthy place to any events, whatever ceremony that it is. So I think we have grown from the era where we normally would use our backyards for occasions. I remember those days. People wouldn't have to go anywhere to look for venues to use, whether hotel or event centers like tents, etc.
Yeah, exactly.
They just look for somewhere behind their houses, clear it, okay,
Your
clear those grass
compound.
and all that, put the canopy. Then we didn't know much about tents and all that. So put the canopies, or yeah, bring your chairs. Mama Monica, how many chairs will you buy? You know, we have gone beyond that. I think we should still know that there's a lot more to be done, and then we should also know that in Nigeria we have to promote that a lot. I think, yeah.
Very rightly said. Now let's look a little bit at hospitality. We still are going to be talking about food management, but one area of generating money from tourism is hospitality, the hospitality sector, and many people have said that Nigeria hasn't yet maximized that part of society. With regards to the hospitality industry, what ways do you think the government can help to improve that sector so that it can begin to generate income for not just business owners, but for the economy as well?
Is to promote the sector, really, because to me, I would say, in my own opinion, we are still operating in the dark, so to say. I know there's hardly a country you will go to that they don't know the things happening in Nigeria, but if you will ask me, they know more of the negatives than the positive things happening in Nigeria. We have a lot of places. I mean, we have one of the best hotels in West Africa, at least to some other few countries that I have been to. I mean, I can really like dove my heart to some, I don't want to mention names of hotels, but we have quite a number of them. So if the government can help us promote the sector, talk more about the sector, and let people, foreigners, know what it is they stand to benefit when they come to patronize our hospitality sector. You have to guarantee them of safety. I think safety is one of the major challenges that we have in Nigeria. And they want to be assured that when they come into Nigeria, for instance, a number of Nigerians go to Dubai for holiday. Years back, Dubai was a desert place. And you can see how well they have grown. A number of Nigerians go there for holiday. So if we can come on a platform, our government should help. We as individuals as well. It's not just all about, saying, this is bad about Nigeria, everything. We are not 100%, but at the same time, we are not 100% bad as well.
Good. Very well said.
So for people who are, for example, looking to go into hospitality, be it a hotel or a restaurant business, there are certain things they have to look at. And you'd also have to do your risk assessment. What are some of the risks that you say plague this line of business? So you've mentioned the challenges, for example. You've mentioned the fact that people outside who want to come into Nigeria need to be guaranteed of their safety. What are other challenges? You know, let's do a quick risk assessment for those who are thinking sometime in the future I'd like to delve into hospitality of some sort.
There's a lot. It's enormous. But then, one of the major challenge we have is the lights, the power. You know, the power sector. I mean, sorry, the light issue in Nigeria. And then for those who want to go into this sector, I would first say they should do enough research, because you don't want to go to, you don't want to invest your money in a particular sector without doing a research. You have to find out first, what is the reason why you want to go into the hospitality sector? Why do you want to have a restaurant? Why do you want to own a hotel or run a hotel? Because there are several things you have to look at. Like I mentioned, you have to look at the light, and then you have to look at manpower. It's, I mean, the manpower in the hospitality sector, the hotel or restaurant, they are more like mobile personnel, because they are everywhere. You can have someone on staff today, in another 2 months, the person is gone. So you have to also look at that, and then you look at the location. It's very important, because the more visible your location is, the more you are able to succeed in the business, with whatever business that it is, you know. And at the same time, you also have to look at the food. Who are you going to bring to cook for you? Every cook is not a cook, so to say, because some would not bother about hygiene. For instance, if I go to like we run a restaurant, and then if I go to the market to buy the pumpkin leaf, ugu leaf, I don't just buy because, oh, this pumpkin leaf give me. I have to look for the one with the slimmer leaves, because there you have the more nutrient. Because there are some that are grown naturally, while some are you cultivated using fertilizer and so many other things. So you want to be able to look at all these areas. And then the governments, because there are regulatory bodies you have to register with. I would advise that you don't just go and, okay, I want to go to the restaurant, okay, bring your chairs and all that stuff. No, do your research. Go through the regulations. Go through all the bodies you need to register with. Go through your CAC, your NEFDA could be there, and Standard Organization of Nigeria. Several other agencies at some point would have to come for inspection. You don't want to be found wanting when they come to inspect your place.
Very true. Now let's move over to food. That's something that you know your onions about, certainly. Now, with regards to food in Nigeria, Nigeria is rich in culture, rich in food. What are some of the things that we haven't explored that we can export from Nigeria to the world, some food items? So for instance, here we go to the restaurant to buy lasagna, we go to eat pasta, and by the way, pasta is not a Nigerian dish, spaghetti is not, it's actually an Italian dish. Italian. So there are things that have now become staple food items in our homes. What food items in Nigeria do you think could actually be exported to the world, and they would actually, we see it on menus in the, you know, in Buckingham Palace, in the White House? What are the kind of foods?
Well, we have a lot. So I'll just mention a few. Okay. Like, we can export, our yams are already being exported. I'm sure you know our cassavas have already been exported. Our beans as well. Like, I know quite a number of Nigerians, when traveling, they pack beans, they pack even the locust bean. Yeah. In Yoruba they call it the Iru, and then Hausa call it a dawa. And then in my place where I'm in Benin, where I come from, they also have that. But that you can package. I think packaging is our major challenge. You know, is the challenges we have in Nigeria. Packaging, because you don't want to carry the Iru and a white man smells it. You know, it has a smell. To me, the smell is appealing to me, because I literally can put that in a stew, because I'm down to it. I can eat with bread. You know, that's how I love it. But then the white man will be pissed off at the smell.
Very true.
You know, even the dadawa from the Hausa, the dadawa smells as well. So there is no the society or ethnic group that don't have such spice, but then the smell. So I think packaging, so if we need to export whatever food that we want to take outside the country and promote it well for them to buy, to get buyers, then it means we have to do a lot in our packaging.
Oh, I agree.
All right, you mentioned one spice. Let's look at other spices. Now, when it comes to cooking, majority of the spices would know will be curry, thyme. Now, people are beginning to branch into other things, but I think the staple will be the Maggi cubes, the curry, and the thyme. And whilst we're off air, we spoke about spices for a bit. Maybe you could shed some more light on what other spices people need to know about, and, you know, your tips on the using of spices. Are they really healthy?
Absolutely. They are very healthy, as a matter of fact, because
Lovely.
they lower calories and they have a lot, apart from just the flavor, you know, they have good aroma, the flavor and all that. Just aside that, they have a lot of health benefit. I'm not a health personnel, but then as regarding food, I know that so well. We have spices like the cinnamon is good as well. Not most people just know, okay, the curry, the thyme, and then your pepper, maggi, whatever. Those, okay, fine, those are very good. But at the same time, we should go a step further. The ginger is there.
Yeah.
We have...
Now, I mean, you mentioned ginger, cinnamon, and all these things. I know you're an expert with your own kind of way of. Tell us about what you do, what you cook. What's your specialty. Promise our audience that are going to their mouths to water. So tell us a little bit about what you do and what your specialties are.
Okay, we have a restaurant, like I mentioned, and then it's a Nigerian and a Cameroonian restaurant where we have both ingredients of both countries mixed together. We have ndule bitter leaf soup, and the ndule is being prepared a bit different from the Nigerian bitter leaf soup. For instance, at all gourmet restaurants, if you go there and say, okay, I want bitter leaf soup, we're likely to say, okay, which one, the Nigerian or the Cameroonian bitter leaf soup? Same ingredients, but the little difference, ours are likely to be a bit bitter, and then the Cameroonian one, it's not as bitter as ours, so to speak. So, and then when you look at this area, and then you bring, we also have the semo. In Cameroon too, they make it, but they don't call it semo, But you put all this together, then the gari, and then your amala or fada rice, jollof rice, and then Cameroonian and Nigerian jollof rice are very, very similar, both in taste. And I think one has a little more pepper than the other. But
which one has more
pepper? Which one has more pepper?
Nigerian.
Trust. Yes. So.
How's the reception been? Do we have Nigerians that are willing to try out Cameroonian food?
Yes, great. We have. And we'll also encourage more Nigerians to try, because, I mean, that's about, they're like our sister country. Yeah. And there's a whole lot that we do together with them. And in the aspect of food and events and all. So I would encourage, people to pay us a visit. And I tell you, from the entrance till you leave.
So I want to ask you, why an interest in Cameroonian food? I mean, that it's not very often we see people who want to venture into marrying both cultures together. Why did you decide to do this?
I think we want to promote Africa. Just as, just to go to the next level. Yeah. We are, okay, we all know Nigerian dishes. So let's promote another sister country, and then it informs that. So
lovely.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to coming to share some delicacies and tickle our taste buds at the restaurant. How can people follow you on social media?
Okay. Our Instagram page, they can get to us at viclounge.com. And then our phone numbers, can I go ahead and give no phone numbers? Okay, but I can give the address. The
Instagram and the necessary information has been scrolling on the TV screen.
Okay,
so
great.
I just got information about that. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So if you want to visit and you want to try out something, taste what it feels like to have a fusion of Nigerian and Cameroonian delicacy, then you should follow them on Instagram, visit them, Facebook, visit their addresses. The addresses and the social media addresses has been scrolling on your TV screen. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.